happening, people? Population Nation here. Now, I originally made this video and it was very long, so I've edited it right down just to get to the main point. So I hope you listen, because got a bit of history in here for you, and I just want to say, as a proud Englishman, I have watched my country slowly be in decline since the turn of the millennium, really, and especially 10 years ago I noticed the decline increasing, and now in the last 6 or 7 years it's dramatically sped up, and seeing the change that's happening in America, these new people that come, and it doesn't matter what you think about Trump, it's the policies, and that's what the people want. They're going about, populist, he's a populist and stuff like that. Well, that, like, it's a dirty word. That's what the people want. And what I want is the country when I grew up in the 80s, when we used to get 2, 3, 4 weeks of really deep snow, and when summer had come, we'd have weeks of nice weather, youth clubs, plenty to do. There was opportunity, there was how can I put it? People were kind of, I wouldn't say living the best life, but when I look at the younger generation, they've all got some sort of mental illness or mental weakness. They seem very unintelligent. They don't seem to have much knowledge. They don't really seem to care about anything. And you hear about all these facilities and services that are breaking down or not working. We don't have potholes anymore that used to get fixed. We have craters. Parents won't let the children play outside anymore. It's bizarre. And the children themselves don't seem to. When I was younger, and even, we had things when I was a teenager and that, but no, we'd get together in a group and talk and have fun. And I've also noticed, like, parents seem much miserable. We've got the cost of living crisis, and then every day we're hearing about Well, obviously we've had the screaming gang scandal that should have never happened, and it's not all because of racial tensions and that. No, a crime is a crime is a crime. I went to jail for the possession of one bag of heroin, and I did nearly equivalent to a 6-year sentence. And then you see these guys that are doing stuff that to girls the age of my daughter and my stepdaughter, and I couldn't even like think how it's possible. It's sickening. It's wrong, and yet, I mean, they perpetrated it. Their community covered it up, but the people running our country are to blame, and they need getting rid of. And they spent all this million, what they put into that, what's it, rails, high speed rail thing, 2, 3, 400 billion pounds that never got built, and you know the billions they're sending to Hamas and whatever, and you know, India have got a space program, and we've got a £20 billion black hole apparently. Our towns are turning into like derelict shitholes. Anyway, like I say, I cut my video short, so I'm gonna stop now, and then, like I say, the government can spend all these tens or even hundreds of millions of pounds on utter nonsense stuff that we don't need and don't want, that aren't going to benefit us. Well, the cost of living crisis is going on, and I thought there's many things you could do, but I'm not a politician, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not trained in business or accountants or anything, but I had a little idea, and like I say, it's based on the English eccentricity and the quest for knowledge. You know, we're famous for the scientists and great eccentric people in the past that came up with some mad stuff that made our country the great country that it is, that everybody wants to come to. So I'll stop here, and then obviously I'll start with my little quick history lesson, and my plan. I hope that you will watch it till the end and share the video, and hopefully comment, put it on X, and let's see if, because I think it's a great idea, and not only will it should save us a lot of money and get rid of this black hole, but it should actually in the long run make us a lot of money. Anyway, people, I shall end it here, and next you'll see me, like I say, giving you a quick history lesson, followed by my great idea. And then they say there's nothing they can do, they can't stop the boats. And I see this guy, he goes over there and he's on the beach. And while he's there, he sees a car pull up and then a boat pulls up and then a group of them come in and he actually makes a call and the police turned up. The guy has quickly got in the car, fled over the border to Belgium, is it, where they come from. Boats disappeared and they were able to the French police actually were able to stop that. And that was just one guy doing that. And it reminded me of something. So I'm going to get to my point now. Trust me, it's worth listening to, because I actually think it's something that the British, and particularly the English, we've exported our inventions, our science and intelligence and culture around the whole world. People go on about how bad the legacy of colonialism is, and people forget about the actual good that come from it. The diseases that wiped out millions of people, the advancements in medicine. I think other than religion, I think childbirth at one point was the biggest killer known to man at one point. And then obviously, like I say, religion's responsible for a lot of it. Starvation. Then you've got war. But English ingenuity, English eccentricity. George Bank might look like a little radio telescope now. That was actually guys returning from the war, engineers, and they started off with just old equipment and this and that, and then before you know it, well, it helped track and communicate to pull off the moon landings, didn't it? And that started off with just a bunch of eccentric men. And then I thought about World War II, where they had to blow up fake armies of the tanks that were cheaper and quicker to build than normal tanks. And the Nazis came over here, bombed these fake tanks. So they wasted their time, their ammunition, and it, well, many factors helped in the tide of the war, but yeah, crazy idea, but it had great consequences. And then you look at the Falklands War, and what the Exocet missile, French design and built, and it was the biggest threat to the British task force that was out there. At the time, these missiles, you know, they could be fired by these. I can't remember the name of the jets that the Argentina army were using. But yeah, these Exocets, just one hitting in the right place could easily have taken out any aircraft carrier, and in fact, one or two did hit we lost a couple of ships, a lot of equipment, and soldiers. And the Argentinians were actually planning on they placed an order and were planning on receiving some more. And the British government, MI5 or M16 or whatever it is, Secret Service people, basically had this ploy where they had dealings with the French to buy these exocets to deny them to the Argentinians. And after months of negotiation and this and that, and setting up shell companies and all the rest of it, the Argentinians didn't get their hands on these extra missiles that cost millions of pounds each. And as you know, we actually won the war. But if the Argentinians had these extra excess missiles and they had managed to take out our aircraft carriers, then no, I don't think we perhaps wouldn't have won the war. And this got me thinking, whoever's making these small boats, for the cost of what it costs the Navy to patrol our shores, and they don't turn the boats back, they just simply pick them up and bring them to England, process them, house them, and then eventually, solicitors' lawyers cost hundreds of pounds an hour. Going through the courts, and the people who work for them get paid so much, it costs so much money. Then you got the civil servants that are all salaries, the facilities to put them up, and they're in this country and they're committing crime, they're getting put in jail, that's then costing money, they're getting released, and then they're committing these awful acts against young girls, sometimes boys. There's been a spate of it, just like what happened in Southport recently. People say, oh, a Welshman, his parents were Rwandan immigrants, and he didn't integrate. Too many have come over too quickly. But yeah, with the small boats, why can't the British government set up some sort of organisation where we can trace who's making the boats? All these companies have got to be registered, and these companies need parts to make the boats. Surely it would be much more cost effective to just simply order that many boats, as well as like they did with the Exocet missile, with the negotiations, or like the sanctions on Russia, denying certain chips, microchips and that. But basically, get up all the boats, as well as the people who are buying them and customers. They can trace all that as well and deny it to them, and we can buy it all the boats. So they can't be used to bring people here, and it'll save the Navy time and money. It'll save people's lives. It'll also deny the smugglers and the gangs, boats as well as an income, as well as you say smash the gangs. What exactly are they doing? The gangs? They could easily find out who purchased these and what companies they're using and what accounts the money's being funneled to, and that, and stop all that, and basically say, right, we want all your votes from now for the next 10 years. We want, as well as at the same time going to the other companies that are supplying the parts, and putting in a spanner, and that works as well. Like I say, supply and demand. Well, you take all demand, you deny them the supply, and therefore there's no boats to bring the people, and the people that we're trying to get the boats, and the companies and the can be investigated, and that money can be seized, and then we could then use the boats to help repatriate these people. Like people keep saying, asylum seekers, you get to first safe country, you claim asylum, they're in France, and yet they're coming in England, and they're checking the passports along the way. How are they getting all the way across Europe without a passport? No. So you're actually stopping them before there's a chance. You're buying all the boats, and it's going to be much cheaper in the long run. Plus, you can use these boats for other things as well, which will be better all round. That is my idea, my plan, and someone like Trump, obviously he's got the might of the American services. You've got the CIA, the NSA, the border forces and all that lot. England, we're much smaller, we haven't got that. But if we can spend, 2, 3, 400 billion pound on a high-speed rail network that never got built, then surely we could spend 100 billion over 10 years on buying boats, and also denying these boat making companies the parts, because we've also brought them. So the people smugglers haven't got the boats to smuggle the people over here, and therefore they will either have to get on a ferry and travel across legally with a passport and get turned away. Well, they won't even end up going to France, because it's like, well, you just be stuck there. So you might as well, yeah, it's just disrupt the whole system. I've actually yabbered on quite a bit now. I just wanted to play this little thing.
Ventos and cheap red wine is all he eats in the Argentine. But after a scrap with English Navy, they'll ask for the recipe for chips and gravy. Say, hey, 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 the lads are on their way.
And make Great Britain again, and make the English people proud to be English, and start spending the money on things that the English need, to prosper and bring investment into this country, because the way how it's going, like I say, I don't want to live in an Islamic country. That's why they're all coming here. And I'm sorry, that's not Islamophobia or racist, but apart from Saudi Arabia or Kuwait, and I wouldn't like to live in them places because it'd just be too hot for me anyway. But you know, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Jordan, Syria. Now, it's not somewhere I choose to live, and I don't want my country turning into that, and my daughter growing up in a minority where things that I don't want to think about that could happen to it would happen. And well, as they've covered it up, well, they're not even covering it up now. And if they do become the majority, it'll be celebrated. Anyway, people, please like, subscribe, share this video. I know it's a bit of a long one. I might try and make a much shorter version, but I thought a little trip down memory lane as well, bit of history, and yeah, vote reform, and after that we need some people like Trump, we need some visionaries. Unfortunately, Andrew Tate, you know, he could have inspired a lot of people, but he chose to. I agree with some stuff he says, but God, does he sound like an idiot sometimes. Tommy Robinson, I agree with some of the stuff he says, but he just hasn't got that money or influence or power behind him that he could really do much with it. You got Richard Branson, billionaire, but no, he doesn't want to get his hands dirty. We just simply haven't got these people. We really need to see the back of Labour like we've seen the back of the Conservatives, and we need a new order in England. You know, America looks like they're going to be entering a new golden era, as Trump said. And then you look at what that guy did in El Salvador. Went from the most dangerous, murderous capital, or one of them, to one of the safest countries. You got what the guy's doing in Argentina. You know, and like I say, and now Sweden's fighting back. Poland, safest country in Europe, with the lowest unemployment rate. And yet, all I'm seeing and hearing every day on the TV and news and that is another person, another girl's been stabbed or acid attacked or gang raped or groomed, and this company's going bust, and this industry's shutting down, and these millionaire people are taking investment elsewhere. I'm dribbling on again now. Anyway, like I say, please like, share, subscribe, and join the cause. Thank you.